Well, after being married to someone for as long as I was to him, and then subsequently the divorce, I think brought out a new person. And I knew and trusted my son, Dylan. I knew that he, if anything happened, would have contacted us. And when there was no contact from him, the only other person was Mark, because everybody else loved Dylan and would never hurt him.
Yeah, and Corey, Mark has
check. We're here. We're in. We did it. Welcome into the show, everybody.
Likely his life.
We're going to channel surf around a little bit. We got a lot of topics to go through.
Where we're at.
Like to wait till there's someone in the chat, but we'll figure it out. We're going to hold off here, I think, until we got someone going here.
and I wasn't really interested.
At Blue Cross Blue Shield, we've been protecting millions of people for over 75 years. It's what gives us the experience and understanding to help you find a plan that fits where you are today and where you'll be tomorrow. Get spring break styles for the entire family. Tees and tanks for just $5 and thousands of other amazing styles all on sale. Run to Old Navy. There are moments that define who we are, what we stand for, and where we're going. Made with pride. Crafted with passion. Jeep Cherokee. Find love again. Right on the Gulf Coast. Beau Rivage. A feeling like no other. To succeed in our ever-changing, busy world, you've got to create your own brilliant website. Wix makes it simple. Create your website today. It's easy and it's free. Every time you raise a Pacifico, let it be a reminder to live life anchors up. Imagine waking up to the enticing aroma of bacon, sausage, fluffy eggs, and a whiff of delectable hash browns. Stop imagining. Get to McDonald's for the deluxe breakfast platter, because nobody has ever woken up to the fresh smell of cereal.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody.
From Atlanta, Fulton County.
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Purple color I see. Then you maintain the status.
December 7th, 19.
I'm gonna question a psychopath.
I got mail.
Crazy and it's so obscene. You gotta know where to hide in the big machine. Say it sounds like TV on the radio, so push that down. I wanna hear it in stereo. Do what you want, it's the will of the people. Nothing holds you back on that all-night radio. Ain't no love tonight in this city, and here I thought that we had gone steady. We're all
All right, everybody, we're here. We did it. Welcome to the show. This is Keith Paesel. I'm here alone in my apartment with you guys, though. We're going to watch a little TV, talk about the world and ourselves while we watch television. I used to say through what's on television, but it doesn't always necessarily work out like that, you know? Sometimes what's on isn't necessarily what's going on. That's usually the whole point of television, but welcome in. This is what the show is. We do a podcast while we watch TV. Sometimes, or most of the time, the TV influences the podcast, but I'm here alone. We have no Crow, but it will be a mighty show nonetheless. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I think Johnny Depp's divorce trial is happening as we speak. Which is very exciting. We'll fade this out real quick here now. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Keith Paesel. As we know, oh, I didn't do the chain. I killed the chain. Waiting on the chat. This is going to be a very chat-heavy episode. Might as well crank up the TV right now.
Call or visit us online for your free
channel surf a little bit, I guess, up top.
pays to
Ooh, we got Ellen. We're closing out on Ellen. You know, Ellen's ending her run of abuse and terror in Hollywood, and now she's having Michelle Obama on to try and save her. Let's see what's going on Ellen here.
It's fun. I mean, I love them at every age. That was Sasha's
Yeah, you know, she's talking about her very adult children that's definitely snort Molly off people's penises.
They are just amazing young women.
How old are they now?
23 and 20.
Ooh, listen to that. Oh, 23 and 20. And boy, you know, they say you want your kids to have a plan A, but it's more often than not plan B in our household, if you know what I mean. God damn it.
Oh, no.
The way I got the board, it's going to be hard to do sound effects. You know what? I'm not really doing the... Standing up really takes away the mouse, so I'll just do it like that.
Oh, no.
Right? So here, let's get more into Michelle Obama, looking aged, by the way. The presidency really took a lot out of her. She got a pandemic face right there.
You know, to grow up in the White House with you know, people serving you all the time and taking care of you. Then
what kind of disrespect do you give to your servants? I just want to know one thing. What kind of, you know, horrible slurs? Do you tell them they have bad breath? Do you make them go home for wearing off colors? Maybe if they don't match the decorum in the room, do you slap them backhand with your knuckles in the face? This is what I do. That's how Ellen ran her ship.
So they had to learn how to make their beds. They had to learn how to drive. They had to learn how to be compassionate.
Well, no shit. They had to learn how to drive. Do they assume that people's families are just launching them into cars? And, you know, they don't, like regular suburban folk, that we obviously didn't just put them inside of a Buick and tell them good luck, which is what most people do, sadly, in this racist country of ours.
And that picture.
I think one of the Obamas goes to USC, and, you know, she's definitely Russian. We got Rush Week happening. Ooh, we're a little off. We're a little off. It's all right, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect.
That's impressive.
I've known him for a long time. That guy's been around, hanging out.
And you know, a lot of relationships go through a lot of things to test it.
I mean, at this point, if you're a first husband and first wife, is that even a relationship at this point? That's like a historical fucking gathering, a historical union. You guys can't get divorced. You're fucking Kennedys. You're black Kennedys.
To serve our country, to do it as a team.
Let's go through some topics, though. Why not? We're here. We're going to do it. Let's go through some of these Google trends. We like to do that on the show. We like to talk about what's going on this day. Apparently, we got this Johnny Depp trial happening, and it says we got ways to watch live, which I just think we might do. Netflix's stock took a dive. Streaming giant post. Well, there's other streaming giants fucking catching up. There's more giants now than ever. How to watch the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial live. That could really spice this show up right now. Oh, yeah. All right, we got this right now. They're just showing a door. Oh, this happened already. This is 7 hours. We're going to go through this. Did Depp even show up? Let's go through this. Just fast. Let's just do a quick fast forward. We got the Johnny Depp trial here, huh? Is there like no sound on this?
I don't know if that was the same time or not.
All right. Was he drinking vodka with any Red Bulls?
I don't know.
Was he drinking whiskey?
I don't know. Productions, we usually stayed at nice hotels.
Okay. Yes.
Johnny Depp's trial, everybody. Welcome to the show. That is the look of a stern lesbian lady right there. That's how my aunt reviewed things when I scratched my uncle's boat. I mean, what are we waiting for? This is so much of what this is. This was 1995, the OJ trial for me.
All right. All right. Cross-examination.
Technician for pretty much most of your career, right?
Yes.
Okay. And a sound. Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. White, you testified that you've been a sound technician for pretty much most of your career, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so I do get the brunt of Hollywood's fucking anger.
An earpiece for his lines to be fed to him, correct, at that
Yes.
time?
Look at that hair. Look at that guy's hair. How much do you think he was in charge of that swoop happening in front of his face right now? You know, I don't care about the perjury I'm about to commit. Just make sure my part looks good. But this is probably going to be boring as fuck. We'll go out and pick the details out of that. But we got 7 hours and 18 minutes of a Johnny Depp trial happening here. Very exciting. Let's go back to Evil Ellen. But we're going to channel surf a little bit, and then we'll do we'll make fun of Colin Cowherd a little bit. We got some TV League stuff happening, and then I got some TV history stuff. It's going to be a fun time, everybody.
Revealing itself in dramatic fashion.
What else do we got? World of Warcraft. It's crazy what people are searching. Here's the search trends. We'll go to some entertainment search trends. We have NBA playoffs shit happening. The Bulls are going to get fucking dumped out. Johnny Depp testifies he never struck any woman in his life. Let's see how Depp was fucking. Look at that. Look at that. He's definitely at his own funeral with this. Let me show you this picture of Johnny Depp on his trial. Look at that. Everyone just embarrassed to show their pandemic face. That is just a pandemic pudge everywhere. More fucking land area to throw that sauvage that he's got a surplus of now because they switched fucking ambassadors. They can't be going with Depp for the sauvage now. He's no longer sauvage in the eyes of Dior. Fairfax, Virginia. He's probably never been there in his life. It smells like coal and Vicodin in this whole town. My goal is the truth. Yeah. Man, do we have Depp's fucking shit? Sorry if it's going slow here. I just want to make sure if we got Johnny. Oh, here we go. Their cords are not plugged in properly, by the way. You hear that buzz?
My phone was off. I'm sorry, Judy. I got it.
You hear that buzz in the background? That's not me. That is the quality of this broadcast. She's nervous. She's never met Johnny Depp before. She needs to work up some courage. Oh my God, a celebrity's coming on.
Lunch went okay. All right, good. All right. Your next witness?
All right, I'm going to try not to blush. I won't ask for an autograph. I might duck in for a picture occasionally.
All right. If you could stand, sir.
Your next witness, can I be labeled as the star of the trial?
You solemnly swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this case in the penalty of law.
Look at that pony. Look at that. I threw a little extra sun in my ponytail for you guys. Just be happy about that. Just not happy to be there.
Okay. All right, yes, ma'am.
I just thought if I was going to do this, it wouldn't be on some bullshit YouTube channel like Law and Crime. I would hope that Steven Crowder or someone important would pick this up.
Yes.
Oh, he's performing.
Can you please tell the jury why you're here today?
Yes.
Well, my wife Amber and I pummel each other occasionally, and fecal matter got involved. James Bailey's on the show, everybody. He's got a gun! It's gonna be lively now. See, I was fucking pontificating for 15 minutes. Bailey's here. Bailey, we're watching the Johnny Depp testimony at his trial that happened. This is fucking monumental stuff. I'm glad you're here for it.
Yes.
Jury, why you're here today?
That's an of either He's thinking of his lies, or he sucked back too many cigars with Bill Burr and Joe Rogan last night. I was with Doug Stanhope in Bisbee, Arizona last night.
Yes. About 6 years ago.
About 6 years ago, he's going to get poetic. I embarked on a journey of love with a beautiful young woman who I thought was a angel at the time, but it turned out as a devil. If you ever see the movie Devil's Advocate that I think I starred in, this riff is fresh. I don't really know my filmography for the riff, technically.
Ms. Heard made some quite heinous and disturbing, brought these disturbing criminal...
Just disturbing. The only other thing disturbing is the things she would say about my penis after we made love. I mean, she would just basically get out one of those joke books from the early 70s of just Polish joke books and Inuit joke books. So many, I didn't even know there were so many groups of people that had joke books, and she would just aim them at my penis here. So Bailey, yeah, working on the homework. Good luck here. We're happy to be your distraction. We're going to be here all afternoon for you, buddy.
Acts against me that were not based.
Also, why is this almost not flat screen in front of me? I feel like with my stature, there should be at least a MacBook Pro in front of me. This is such a Mickey Mouse operator. A planar? What's a planar?
Any species of truth.
Species of truth. That's because I find truth to be a living organism, and each different truths has their own. Oh, he's gonna act definitely all his way through this. He's fucking really securing that Will Smith left a gap open in the academy. He's gonna fill that boy. But you know, there's not a species of truth, because I look at truth to be a living organism that clings to hope, and hopefully you guys are fans of hope. I look at the jurors, or as I call them, my co-stars in this case. I don't know why I sound Canadian.
It was a complete shock that it just didn't need to go in that direction.
What's that direction? Well, obviously violence between the both of us.
As nothing of the kind had ever happened, though the relation.
Now, don't get me wrong, we would snort and inhale rage drugs occasionally. Poppers were inhaled, and we would do some fairly off-the-wall shit, but it was all consensual. I don't know if you've ever snorted a popper and then rammed your partner's head into a brick wall, but the euphoria that follows is simply... it's like you're swimming in Davy Jones's locker, which I've done if you've seen the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
Relationship. There were arguments and things of that nature.
I will always love justice. He just starts fucking doing that.
But never did I myself reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any.
I actually consider I never get to the point of striking anybody. I actually get sexually aroused by coming to the brink of violence, but then curtailing it and coming. It's a form of violent tantra that I engage in.
Way, nor have I ever struck any woman in my life. And so at the time, because the news of this...
It was news to me. I mean, I had been in this mutually violent relationship for, like I said, 6 years when this journey embarked, when this organic tale of truth and love took on. But it was news to me when she was saying that I was beating the shit out of her. You know, that's when it's news.
Her accusations had sort of permeated the industry and then made its way through.
That's how high level and elite Hollywood is. Things permeate. Rob Aponte's in the chat here. Welcome, Rob here. Aponte says, I can't believe how life turned out for Detective Hansen after 21 Jump Street. Yeah, I never seen that show, and Jay Okerson and Dan Soder and Ari Shaffir got that covered, so we can't watch that. But yeah, that's where you got to start. Nightmare. This is not the boy that got sucked into the bed in Nightmare on Elm Street that I remember.
Media and social.
I mean, pull up pictures. Let's try and pull up a picture of the two, of like just where he's come looks wise. You just bear with me here. Pull up a side to side here. Depp Nightmare. Images. Like, let's look at this young boy right here. Can we see that? Not too much. Look at this young boy right here. And then let's look at that. Or let's look at that. Let's fucking superimpose this. Look at that guy. Look at that sadness compared to that hope of Hollywood. That's a guy with a full belly shirt confidence. And that's a guy right there who, you know, has his own brand of chiffon scarves.
Social media became quite a global let's say, quote unquote, fact, if you will.
Oh my God! Wait, did he just like try and skirt around saying that he beat her up?
Media became had sort of permeated the industry.
But anyway, like I said, Hollywood is such a special business that rumors don't just travel; they permeate.
And then made its way through media and social media, became quite a global. Let's say, quote unquote, fact, if you will.
You know, quote unquote fact, you know, that at that point the entire world had been saying that I was beating the shit out of my wife and threw dog feces at her, but, you know, again, we're beating the shit out of each other.
And since I knew that there was no truth to it whatsoever, I felt it my responsibility to stand up not only for myself in that instance, but stand up for my...
Directly in that instance, I was signing the contract for Sauvage. That's right, I call them contracts. I was signing the contract for Sauvage, and I literally stood on the table in front of Christian Dior and dangled my bejeweled sack in his face and said, does this look like a ball sack that gets violent? I can't. If I get violent, the bejewels will start to fall off from the sweat created by my rage. Try not to sweat too much. That's what the Sauvage is for.
Children who at the time were 14 and 16. And so they were in high school, and I thought it was diabolical that my children would have to go to...
They would often ref the fights between Ember and I. We would put them in adorable striped shirts and rotate them in. One would be the line judge to see if, you know, one of our... After we would punch each other, if one of us went down outside of a certain line, it wouldn't count as points. There was a very, very rigid point system. We have meritocracy in our household, especially with our family fight club. And so, yeah, it was very adorable. So it's more of a wholesome family thing than... I think this is going to be my Johnny Depp impression forever now.
School and have their friends or people in the school approach them with the infamous People magazine cover with Miss Heard with a dark bruise on her face.
I refer to her as Miss Heard now.
And then it just kept it kept multiplying. It just kept getting bigger and bigger. So it was my responsibility, I felt, to not only attempt to clear my name for the sake of Well, for many reasons, but
Mostly financial reasons. I lost the Dumbledore movies. I can no longer fight Dumbledore. I was really working on something transcendent with that part that the transphobe wrote. I work well with transphobes and really thought that was a lost opportunity.
I wanted to clear
I mean, look at it this way. You can just retire and continue growing that face you got growing on there. I mean, look at the width of that fucking head at this point. I mean, he can fit that whole fucking Johnny Depp's whole fucking torso from Nightmare on Elm Street can fit inside that grill. Look at it. Just the fear. Look at the fear in his eyes. It's interesting the similar look between on trial and has to take a shit that there really is.
Children of this horrid thing that the
Depp Club. He says that's very funny.
Father, which was untrue, and also
quite often the children. He says that's very funny. The children would step in the fights. Yeah, they would fucking tag in. They would be every now and again. They would stand on each other's shoulders and put on Ember's clothes and. I would take them on as an assembled Ember herd. It was like a Voltron type of thing. They're actually more powerful when they work together. We teach that in our household, that teamwork makes the dream work, especially when you're committing violence against a loved one.
After many years of being in this industry, at the time...
What a good episode so far, huh? It got great. Once the chat fired off.
30+ years, 35 years. Never had any problems, anything like that. And I had met many people over the years,
several exotic
many of the people.
Exotic people.
Had the opportunity to talk.
You ever listen to My Life is a lot like the lyrics to a Counting Crows song, I just wander, meet men named Jones and holidays in Spain. It's quite exotic.
Talk to those people and to
I meet a lot of people and I usually speak to them in their native language because I hold respect for multicultures and women especially.
Even give advice to these people, and I'm not. My goal is the truth. My goal is the truth.
And the truth is that Sauvage definitely smells better than Ombre, which I've used to rep. It's side by side still at the Sephora. If you go to the Sephora at the Hollywood City Walk at Universal Studios, they have both of my ads still up, so I'm still getting some sort of residuals from that, which is good.
Because it killed me that.
I wonder if this would work better if James Lipton was cross-examining him. Giant stack of cards in front of him.
People that I had spoken with, that I had met with over the years, who maybe were in a not such a great position and they needed advice, and I gave them the best advice I could.
Best advice I could. Advice that I was given to by gods. Whenever you take peyote on a regiment like I do and stand on dirt cliffs and mountainsides, you get advice from the heavens and the skies, and I used to provide people cosmic queries to their simple questions.
All I could think of was that those people...
Hold on, I'm going to fix the camera, everybody. That means we've been doing this for 30 minutes.
Think that I was a fraud and that I had lied to them. And so I had to wait for my opportunity to address the charges.
At first, that freaked me out when that happened because I thought that I had thought that the stream died, but it just turned out that the 30-minute marker on the thing. Let's make sure the stream is healthy and firing off, ready to go. It sure is. We'll continue off with my testimony of me really looking like I've pummeled my wife, and this is kind of just an apology on the Law and Crime YouTube channel.
Which were criminal charges. And they just weren't.
I understand that fucking beating the shit out of your wife might be something, didn't quite know it would get criminal. I know that, people might talk.
True. So I felt the responsibility of clearing the record as the only way that I could get to the point where I could speak.
Was what if I was legally obliged to speak, which, you know, happened today. I was really hoping that it would force the law to get involved, which we have absolutely done.
Has really taken this full 6 years. And it's been 6 years of...
It's been one. What if he just started breaking into the bare naked ladies?
Trying times. It's very strange when...
If I could actually speak like I'm narrating the beginning of an epic drama, imagine you're about to watch Benjamin Button and then, yeah, actors definitely make good witnesses. I'm really engaged in him apologizing for hitting his wife, Amber Heard, who also got fired from her job. We had equal cancellations. That's equality.
One day you're Cinderella, so to speak, and then in 0.6...
One day you're just studying retarded people for What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I observed mentally challenged people randomly around LA. I would just stare at parents struggling with their mentally handicapped children, and it was all for good use because that movie ended up being popular 8 years later.
Seconds, you're Quasimodo. And
which I'll play both parts, you know. I can do Cinderella and Quasimodo with equal fervor. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Hang on. Hang on, guys. I got an issue here. Got a frozen computer. There we go. There we go. It got unlocked. Woo! Thank God. Thank the fucking Lord. We're really avoiding a lot of hurdles here. But we'll get back to it. One day you're working with Harvey Weinstein, and the other day you're down on Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, or with Harvey Weinstein. Christ.
I didn't deserve that, nor did my children, nor did the people who have believed in me for all these years. I didn't want any of those people to believe that I had done them wrong or lied to them or that I was a fraud.
Fraud. The fraudulence is the biggest sin in the world in this business. You know, that's why I wanted to show them, oh, you hear your mother accusing me of being violent? I don't want to be fraudulent about it. I'm going to reach back and throw my slight frame into it. I may look off, but I can plant my feet and really provide some thunder.
I pride myself on honesty. I pride myself on truth. Truth is the only thing
It's the only species I think is superior to the other ones. As I said, truth is organic.
Interested in. Other lies will get you nowhere.
Yeah, I did this for my children.
But lies build upon lies and build upon lies. It's too much to cover. I'm obsessed with the truth, and
I lie awake at night wondering what various truths, you know, did JR get shot? Who did shoot JR? Was it a dream? Is this still an episode of Dallas that we're all living in right now? Consider that. Consider if we're living in Dynasty right now, and this isn't reality, and you don't even have to continue on with this trial because, you know, Larry Hagman is going to wake up and A few moments and we'll be all a flicker in his mind.
So today is my...
That's his defense, just to consider, to try and convince people that we're living in an episode of Newhart, and one day, you know, we'll wake up and the three Daryls will have been fake.
Actually, the first opportunity that I've been able to speak about this.
Aponte says, doing it for his fans too. People have paid millions to see me act in stories that speak to them. How can I let their dreams and belief in me as a pirate who came from the dead be threatened by domestic violence? Yeah. His profession is the truth, the act of the truth. Exactly.
Case in full for the first time.
They're actually watching this YouTube feed right now. I've told them to like in the comments and give it a share. I know that's good for your algorithm. It's the other truth I believe in. Truth in algorithms. It's the name of my new book.
Mr. Depp, how do you feel about the intimate details of your life being aired in this
Not even a question yet. That was just question number 1. Holy shit, what a pro.
process?
As a father, raising kids, when they were very, very little, it was important to me, very important to me, to try to shield my children as much as possible from looking at their father or their
Literally, I took Michael Jackson's advice and I put blankets in front of my children's faces. They weren't allowed to actually physically look at me. They had to bond with my essence first, and that's how we do it in our household. You bond with the essence, and that's why I feel like our relationship can survive a fist fight or two, because we're essence brothers and essence family. Yeah, give the stream a like, by the way, if you're liking it. If you're liking what you're fucking listening to right now, just sit around. If you're washing the dishes, put it on. You want to watch this anyway, watch it with us.
their mom, for that matter, as
just the beginning of the show. By the way, we got Colin, other stuff to talk
my
about.
Children to experience hordes of paparazzis.
Although we did have our own paparazzi, I would put the pots and pans out in front of them, and I would bang on them, and each bang was a question, and they would have to fire off answers, and it was an improvising game that also taught them the gift of trauma and fear, and it's helping me lie here on the stand today in front of this planar, cheap, non-flat screen bullshit computer screen that I'm going to punch a hole through.
So I was always a very private person. So for me to come up here and stand before you, or sit before you all, and spill the truth is quite exposing. And
James Bailey cleaning up his room for dinner. Very good. Gotta eat, not amongst piles of clothes. I'm sure we're clutter brothers in that sense.
It's exposing for misheard. It's exposing for it never had to go in this direction. And so
you could have keep this. There's rules in the Depp Fight Club. Obviously, you've seen the film. Number one is you don't talk about it. This could have stayed in the club. We have a log where you can log your complaints about the violence taking its toll. Also, I just noticed, because Bailey, the ticker below on the screen is the ticker for hsx.com. It's a fake Hollywood stock exchange that I'm a part of, and it's just running down like those little titles that are running across the bottom of the screen. That's stuff that's up or down in Hollywood. Actors, actresses, different sci-fi movie fund. There's different TV show stocks and then different news. So that's just, that's TV news streaming across the bottom right there.
I can't say that I'm embarrassed because I know that
I can't say that I'm embarrassed because I know only one lowly podcast is streaming this trial right now, so this is kind of like an acting class.
I'm doing the right thing.
Now, Mr. Depp, I'd like...
Hold on, I'm going to cry.
To turn a bit to your upbringing, we heard a bit from your sister Christy last week, but can you please tell the jury in your own words about your childhood upbringing?
I had a very interesting childhood.
We were a band of roaming bandits, is what we called my family. Literally, we would rob banks and escape via 1950s convertible. It was very aesthetically pleasing to the bank robberies.
One that I thought was normal until a certain age. My mother, I was born in Kentucky, and then we moved, in which we moved around quite a lot.
My father was also in a family fight club, and we would have to join different ones to evade. Had very rigid rules that we didn't necessarily approve of, so we would go to different family fight clubs and avoid his.
When I was a kid, so you were always just. My mom had this. Her feet were on fire, and she had to move. So we moved constantly. So you were always the new kid, and that wasn't ever particularly pleasant. Then we moved to Florida, South Florida, when I was about 7.
And that's where I learned about cocaine for the first time. I would see, people doing it off each other's parts, and I was like, I would love to do that with a spicy redhead one day who lets me elbow strike her while we make love.
8. And again, moved several times. But my mother was quite unpredictable. She was very unpredictable.
You never knew if she was going to snort meth or coke off a switchblade, but there always was a switchblade there with powder residue on it. You just never knew whether it was going to burn your nose or your tongue after you took a lick.
She was
She was an imperfect being made of love and vodka.
She had the ability to be as cruel as anyone can be with all of us. That is to say, my sister Christy and my brother Danny and my sister Debbie.
We're all just regular people. I'm only referencing them to bring this up here.
Also my father. So,
yeah, my mother, I love how he described her. My mother was some would call her a wild card. I don't know if you've ever seen that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but she's a card, a real character.
Essentially, she was, she could become quite violent. And she was quite.
She eventually opened her own family fight club that became, some would say more nefarious than my dad's fight club.
Violent. And she was quite cruel.
This is just a story of fight clubs.
And though there was physical abuse, certainly, which could be in the form of an ashtray being flung at you,
That's a good moment for him. I actually learned a lot of my action that I do in movies. I learned from dodging ashtrays from my mother. I have a lot of chips in my forearm bones that I've gotten tattoos to commemorate them as war damage.
Hit you in the head, or you'd get beat with a high heel shoe or a telephone.
Definitely name brand shoe, though. We weren't a peasant household. It was a Dior or a Gucci shoe I would take to the head.
Or whatever's handy. So in our house,
all of the stuff in our house, it was able to remove from the wall almost simultaneously for beating. It was like a CrossFit gym. We were just constantly whipping ropes and throwing balls at each other.
We were never exposed to any type of safety or security.
Aponte says, once a horse stomps a snake to death successfully, then every problem starts to look like a snake that needs stomping. It's very funny.
the only thing that one could do, really, was to try to stay out of the line of fire.
That's how I got into acting. I had to pretend like the physical violence didn't hurt, and eventually I became very astute at it.
I started to be able to observe, and I could start to see when she was about to head into a situation where she was going to get riled up and somebody was going to get it.
Quite often I would learn after I started doing drugs myself, I would be a rebellious child, you would actually piss her off on purpose, and then I would invite my friends over and, you know, they would take bets like Cambodian villagers. They would throw money down and bet on who was going to win the fight. So yeah, we involved a little nice network of betting around our family fight club.
Generally, it was me.
Mr. Depp, you mentioned that your mother could be cruel. How?
Mr. Depp, so far you're avoiding talking about the actual thing we're here on trial for. But this is trial's an epic. This will be better than OJ, and he murdered somebody. I just palm struck at my wife while I took her from behind.
How could she be cruel?
The various categories.
Bailey's gone, everybody. He's going out to dinner with his lady, everybody. Have a good day.
If you wanted my special 3-wood, I'd give it to you.
That's going to be him after dinner.
I suppose there's physical violence, of course. There's physical abuse, to which she was. That was a constant. That was just a constant, you know. We were all somewhat shell-shocked.
I think we're going to do about 4 more minutes of this, and then we're going to go to Colin, and then we're going to get into TV League, and then we're going to, you know, we're going to zip this. We're going to kind of start zipping it along. But what a good show, by the way. Thanks, James, for hanging out. Enjoy your dinner. It's me and Aponte so far. Hopefully Kev Kellum drops in. Hef.
You know, even if she just walked past us, you'd
learn to flinch. You know, it's how you quite. I've everything in my acting I developed from being in an abusive family fight club.
Shield yourself because you didn't know.
Again, it was a club. We had memberships. This was all very professional and
know what was going to happen. Excuse me. And so there was the physical abuse, which was a constant.
Then there was the emotional abuse, which I really took a love for. I'm a big fan of emotional abuse. I'm fueled by gaslighting. I love the gas that we provide in the lights. I thrive on it.
There was quite a lot of verbal abuse. There was quite a lot of name calling.
My mom's the one who told me about the dog shit in the bed. It's a way to prove a point that I'm not going to pick up after this creature.
Bullying, you know, making fun of whatever defect, you know, one might have. You know?
One might have, like, she would look at my wide face right now and make all sorts of references about how I look like our garage door, about how, you know, I'd hit you, but last time I punched a brick wall, my fist was pulverized. Just little off-the-cuff references. She was very short and very, very quick with the tongue. But yeah, that's Johnny Depp so far. I mean, we're only about 13 minutes into his testimony. I think this is going to be a thing we cover for the next week or two. But let's get back into, let's do a little bit more channel surfing topics. There's a little bit of news while we reset. Let's ease into some Colin here. What do we got? How are we enjoying the show so far? Sound off in the chat. I do eventually. We got a Tucker Carlson thing here. Let's do this real quick before we go back to, before we pick on some Colin stuff here. HDMI 3. Hope you're loving it. See how the stream looks. Got to check the stream health. Very healthy stream. So Tucker Carlson's apparently coming out with a documentary here, and they dropped the trailer, and apparently it is fucking gay. So here it is. It's called The End of Men. So here we go. So we're going to turn that sound down, but really this looks like a Greek competition for homosexuality is what this looks like right off the bat. You got a man fucking putting on fucking red lighting his balls, fucking doing some tossing. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Obviously, there's not the end of men because you got a whole fucking crew. Is this Tucker's compound? Is he building a homosexual army? You know, if these gays are going to take over, I'm going to build my own homosexual army.
Are strong enough to survive. And then they go on to
people aren't eating whole eggs anymore. Yeah. Is that what that is? Is that ball tanning? That's ball tanning, Aponte? Okay. So that guy's getting the whole front. So people are just ball tanning now then, huh? Oh, this is on repeat. But yeah, that's the Tucker Carlson doc. They didn't even need his words. Can you imagine how many alpha male men are going to cry on that documentary? It's going to be fantastic. But the NBA playoffs are happening here. Let's get into the NBA playoffs via our buddy Colin Cowherd here. Let's just run through what's going on. Let's see what Colin's backpedaling on.
The face bracket. I do it in the NFL, NBA. So I just choose the best player in the series, and they're going to win the series. And
I just pick one guy, and I base my whole prediction off that. And then when I'm wrong, I'll say why I was okay. I was on because every day.
And, historically, when Michael was the best player, he won. When Magic was the best player, he won. When Duncan was...
Tucker was inspired by season 2 of Righteous Gemstones. That's very funny.
The best player.
So tanning your balls ups your testosterone. Love those little secrets. Like they always told me when I was a kid that Mountain Dew killed your cum. That it would make you a pussy if you drank Mountain Dew. A fat fucking pussy.
When LeBron's been the best player. It doesn't guarantee it, but you ready to go? Here we go.
Let's go.
Okay, first round, Suns, Pelicans. So that's Chris Paul against CJ McCollum. That's going to be an easy one, Chris Paul. He's the only player with 130-plus assists to 3 different teammates this season. So Chris Paul.
So that's how he's boiling it down. That's how bereft of analysis Colin is at this point. Give me 2 faces. I'm going to throw one on the bracket. And then, Joy, I'll do that all hard work. I give it to Joy. So that's how he's picking his NBA playoff people here. Brilliant sports analysis by Colin Cowherd here. Let's get into here. Let's see if there's anything on Colin Cowherd USFL.
I'm going to throw a guy at you. So I have...
Literally, I'm going to have Joy come in there and throw a guy. She got big, wide shoulders. She can hurl people. We always have her do it in studio.
Let's put up Dane's top 10 picks. So I had a Super Bowl winning general manager who I trust implicitly, and a Let's
see what he's had to say about the USFL. I don't think no one's released a video about his opinions on the USFL, huh? I mean, but that's the thing. That's what we're going to be interested in, is because it's owned by Fox Sports. So I think Colin's going to be a hard shill for the USFL. You're not going to see any sort of USFL criticism from Colin based on it. But yeah, the USFL has fucking drones and helmet cams. It's a good thing. Fucking Moose Johnson.
It's the herd. Joy Taylor in for
See,
Colin
this is when you know it's a good clip.
Weekends, Coachella weekend.
See, that's when you know Colin doesn't support it, but still doesn't want to shit on the company because he lets Joy host the show. If I don't want to say something, I let Joy host the show. I let Joy take the bus. She's a big stern. She's actually has opinions. She can take it. We love Joy Taylor on this show though. So yeah, I think that's all the Colin's really just focusing on the NBA here. I will say, just to quick cover before we get into the American Television League here, I got 4 minutes before I got to blink this camera again. We covered how Colin was criticizing NBA coaches NFL coaches just based on like if they're offense or defensive, that's how they're going to work or not work. And he doesn't think the Bears are going to work. And then I think that led Mike Florio. Everybody's got their own opinions on why the Bears aren't doing this. Why aren't you signing free agent wide receivers? Like in one breath, they're criticizing where the Bears are putting their money. Look at it, like Colin's.
I'll take it off, I'm only wearing it because
Colin Cowherd's just like, look at where they're spending their money, but then they're also not picking up weapons. Well, you can't, that's because they're spending their money in stupid places. You're right about that, but you then can't also criticize them for fucking not doing any moves. They can't do any moves. And then Mike Florio was saying like, yeah, usually when you don't fucking immediately build around your quarterback, it means you're not into that quarterback. But then my boy Matt Eberflus essentially came in and was like, this is all bullshit. Everyone's fucking gay and fat. We're in on Justin Fields. And that is just that. PFL top. Let's see what's going down on ESPN. Let's reset. Do a little bit of channel surfing, and then we'll get into some TV league here. We don't really have a spine show. I'm going to leave it up to the chat. Always nice to leave on a great take. Ooh, Northwoods Law. I've wanted to cover Northwoods Law on the show for so long. Do you watch Northwoods Law, Ponte?
Back in the woods before another truck rolls up.
This is good television because this show is just Vermont game and wildlife, busting people for illegally killing turkeys off the side of the road and shit. That's an illegal fucking great whistle here. Up.
Game warden, don't move.
Game warden, don't move. I saw you blow your granny's head off.
Back in Leamington, the warden services.
What's great about Northwoods Law is it's in fucking Maine and Vermont. They can just go state to state. Like these motherfuckers have to straddle the border of Canada constantly and follow the trails of deer blood. Like this is fucking good, wholesome television right here.
Jeremy! Okay, straight ahead.
Sergeant Tim Spar and Warden Jake Scott rushed to the site where Warden Jeremy Judd and his K9 Tundra located the woman.
Hopefully by the time we get to him, he isn't having sexual intercourse with the corpse of the deer yet. Every now and again, you get a guy who wants to have his way with this kill. And, whatever they do after they tag it, we just got to make sure they tag that boy.
Great job. Appreciate it. So what happened? Did you just get lost?
Well, I guess so. Yeah.
I guess so. We got a fucking, this is sad. We got a fucking broad who is really just not with it mentally. I had a mother once who had amnesia and we just shot her with a Weston 820 fucking shotgun.
Hi, Barbara. Hi. I'm Jason Scott with Warden Service.
How do you know my name is Barbara?
I'm to give you a ride out.
Oh, that's good.
See, this is the kind of cop you want to be, just helping broads out of the forest so they don't get fucking worked off. But let's find a nice show to on demand. Well, I'll leave it up to the chat. I'll pontificate while it catches up. We're gonna look at the TV shows and see what is popular and most searched, and I'll leave it up to the chat to see what our spine show will be while we go over some standings here. The end game. This is top picks according to Spectrum here. He says, yeah, it's like a Country Cops reboot. Absolutely. And there's several different laws. You have Northwoods Law. You have Lone Star Law, which is Texas. The Texas wildlife and game is a little more exciting because it's more, illegal fishing type shit. Camera time, everybody. We're going to take a little 1-minute break to fix the camera. Welcome to the show.
At Blue Cross Blue Shield, we've been protecting millions of people for over 75 years. It's what gives us the experience and understanding to help you find a plan that fits where you are today and where you'll be tomorrow. Get spring break styles for the entire family. Tees and tanks for just $5 and thousands of other amazing styles all on sale. Run to Old Navy.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. So what are we thinking here, Aponte? Endgame, NCIS, This Is Us. These are the popular shows that we can watch and make fun of while we go over some standings. maybe a little Young Rock, Abbott Elementary. Let's watch Abbott Elementary. I got a vendetta against this show because they steal shit. So let's throw on the latest episode of Abbott Elementary. This is called Zoo Balloon. As we all know, we know a comic. I'm not going to name him because I don't think he still, walks in the show business fucking game. But they stole his idea. He was a teacher in Chicago and had stand-up bits about it. And then he submitted this production company a script and they were like, no. And then, they gave it to someone else. We'll just find someone else who was a teacher and a comedian.
With the rest of the kids who don't have permission slips. Come on.
I love field trips. I get to do Mr. Johnson's Day Off. That's when I watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which is a movie about a depressed kid who murders his father's Ferrari.
Classic. That's when you're like that's the references now. That's like in lieu of jokes, we'll just reference Ferris Bueller. So we're going through week 30 here, April 11th through 17th. We still got some stuff from last week to cover. Goldberg's Survivor took 1 point. Rare 1 point rise. But Goldberg's Flash, Chicago Med, Wonder Years, Kung Fu, Domino Masters, Home Economics, Million Little Things, and Chicago PD all rose in the standings. What can I do with this? Fuck going day by day.
One of whom is my daughter Taylor, and Taylor lives in New York City.
I also love that they picked, and that's probably why they didn't pick our buddy's show, is because he was a teacher in Chicago and it was way more hardcore. Like his bits about being a student were a little bit more like, you can't take this shit from these students. And I feel like them throwing it in Philadelphia is a little more city of brotherly love. We can have these people be a little bit more quirky. Like the original idea that they stole was just like, this is a great idea, but this is too hardcore for us. We can't actually have teachers bullying the students. So we're going to make the teachers seem like buffoons and have the fucking students be the ones that are actually the smart ones. So Grey's Anatomy took 3 points. Maintained its 9-point lead over NCIS, which also took 3. Coco Melon, Dateline NBC, all the Law and Orders took a win. Very strong week for the Law and Orders. Seinfeld rose to 24. America's Funniest Home Videos at 25. Goldberg's at 27. Chicago PD at 28. Survivor at number 30. The Wonder Years took 3 points. It's number 41 now in the Super League. Or in the TV league. NCIS Los Angeles, number 51. NCIS, all we need is Hawaii to rise up and we got ourselves a new powerhouse franchise. And if you even look at this, when I pulled up the menu, NCIS was the top pick. I mean, across Netflix, you're on demand on your cable. NCIS is this fucking powerhouse, daddy. They really know what they want. Riverdale rose. Law and Order Organized Crime. Bull. And then you had Gilmore Girls take a streaming rise. The Flash jumped up in ratings. The kind of stagnant from positions 112 through 137. New debut. I think we'll watch this trailer. This is one thing we'll watch. This Bad Vegan debuted in the TV league, got a 12.18 super rating. Bad Vegan, Fame, Fraud, and Fugitives. Let's go to this. See what's happening here. And then I think I'm going to take a weed break after this. And then we're going to go to TV history. And then I think that's fucking, that's all she wrote for us. But this has been a good show. Netflix. Let's stay on board. How you liking it, Aponte? Let's get the chat out of the way here. So he says, still hoping for the Akeem the Dream to show up in Young Rock. Yeah, maybe we'll throw on some Young Rock here too. He should he should sue them seriously. But I'm sure it is career killer to do so. Let's see this fucking Bad Vegan here. Here we go. This is from the Tiger King people here. Episodes and more. Ooh, I love that mugshot. See what this is all about. Bad Vegan. This just entered on the TV league here.
So I'm just supposed to do whatever you say and listen to your instructions and...
Yes, you signed on to this. You told me you wanted happily ever after. If I tell you to take all your money out of the bank and light it on fire.
But you're trying to steal it. Why would I light it on fire?
Pure Food and Wine was the top raw vegan restaurant in the world.
It was ahead of its time, and it was a high-end, fine dining vegan
It
experience.
was fabulous.
Owen Wilson used to just post up in the back and like walk through the kitchen. And I'm like, what is this place?
Sarma was the brand, the raw vegan queen.
It was such a great environment to work in.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's saying our buddy should sue the creator of Abbott Elementary. Yeah, you can't do that. It's that you just got to take it on the chin. We were even like talking about it at the Comedy Store, and he was like telling us to like, don't stop talking about it. Like, you don't even want people to hear that you're accusing someone of stealing the plot to a sitcom.
It was just all very mysterious.
Anthony told Sarma.
So apparently we got this broad who meets a guy and he steals from her and from her vegan restaurant, and she's a bad vegan.
It's a complete madness.
You know about the meat suit?
What is the meat suit? Oh no. What's the meat suit? I'm gonna need a minute.
Some of the money coming from the restaurant business, it went straight to Anthony's pocket. He tells her, if you don't...
I mean, I think this whole documentary should be about the meat suit. I mean, they're showing pictures of this dog. There's got to be some really bad shit that happens to this dog.
I said that I felt like she was stealing from us, and I was fired.
Police say junk food led them to the fugitives.
When I heard she got caught ordering pizza in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, I got the popcorn out. Like, let's do this.
Who cares about their pizza?
What happened to the money?
What if Sarma's running a scam on him? If that was...
I love how this is like horrible shit that happened, like possible murders, and people are like, bro, this is such an interesting fucking narrative. Domino Masters and Weakest Link rose in the standings. Is It Cake debuted on Netflix. That's just a show where they have shitty fucking cooks cook cake and then they make fun of them afterwards. It's a real good time. Life After Death with Tyler Henry. Yeah, that's, I'm guessing, some sort of weird fucking... Let's see what the fuck this shit is. Some weird clairvoyant, some male fucking... like that Jennifer Love Hewitt ass show, but with a dude? Or what? Let's see what this has to offer.
Is there a herald?
That's my grandfather.
It's always creepy when that happens. I keep getting kind of a famous feeling. Like,
Oh, so this is a gay clairvoyant. You know, was your uncle fabulous?
How did you know that? Like, you felt this?
I'm sensing someone who raped your hole and is sorry about it.
stressed enough how proud she is of you.
Some people are mediums, but I'm a medium.
Here's the crime scene. Do you get the feeling of anything?
This is absolutely coming through as a hit and run feeling to me.
I know all about hit and runs, honey. I just had a hit and run last night. So this show fucking rose. How We Roll took a rise. We watched that last week. The bowling show, Pete Holmes' bowling show, hit me with several copyrights. We're not fans anymore. Kung Fu rose, number 207. And then I think everything was pretty much stagnant after that. Come Dance With Me. New series from CBS. We'll watch the trailer for Come Dance With Me. And then we'll take a break. Fly away.
All it would take is one person to come through and just give me the answer, but it doesn't work that way. And in this case, it's just too close to home. It's such a gift that Tyler has.
I never thought that I would get this experience.
Everything he said was spot on.
We are not forgetting you.
Do you want to know everything?
So I think we got another dance competition show here. Then we're gonna take a weed break, and then we'll do TV history after this. Been a good little run here.
most talented young dancers, and their untrained parents are vying for the Grammy.
So it's dancing with the fucking dancing with the fascists.
To this party. I chose my mom because if it weren't for her, I would not.
If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have all sorts of body issues. Never met a scene or met a black man named Seamus in my entire life. Very interested in that.
Opportunity came up and I'm like, yes, we're doing it. We're doing it. Dad, you want to come with me?
Justin, Kennedy and Justin sounds like if you combine them, that's a regular name. Jack and Avery, obviously both gay.
I asked my mom to come dance with me
because she needs a green card, and this was the only way.
Your size, it doesn't matter your color. She's my best friend.
She's a pretend-ass Nicole Byer.
Making people dance, not actually dancing.
But you can't get rid of us. We're indestructible.
We're going to have touching moments. There's going to be arguments. People are going to find out they have eating disorders. It's going to be a lovely thing. It's just going to be so beautiful. But let's ease into a commercial break here. What do you think? The commercial break will give away what we're covering. We're covering 420 1992, ladies and gentlemen. They had the concert for life, and these are the commercial breaks for the concert of life. We're going to take a smoke break here ourselves. Welcome into the show. We'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody.
Is it just about yes, this is Brenda. That is
I feel nervous to do it.
A concert for life
When will I ever
is brought to you by Sprite. It's the only soft drink with the great taste of lemon. A little more fun than what you're used to.
And Tracy?
No boys.
Yes, Mrs. Wendell. I like the way you make me laugh. I like the fun and things that move. You got it all on your own. The tickets. The tickets. The tickets. And Tracy, scrape the cheese off the ceiling. I like the spiking.
Feel free to eat and help yourself to a donut.
To find a name that really describes the Saturn Coup,
Visigoth.
we asked the people who might buy one to help us out.
Climax.
Considering its modern styling,
The Adora. The Lucaros. The Symbio.
its advanced technology.
The Futurian.
But when we thought about it, we settled on a name that simply describes what it is. The Saturn Coup.
Do what you want, but don't.
Boys in the Hood, Larry Fishburne, and Jeff Goldblum are in Deep Cover, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
I won't wear anything without Cross Your Heart, because Cross Your Heart has crisscross shaping. So I always look better, whatever I wear.
Playtex Cross Your Heart Bra.
Don't wear anything without Cross Your Heart.
From Playtex.
The fit that makes the fashion.
Say, Bob, what's this I hear about MCI's new program?
It's called Friends of the Firm, Tom.
Isn't it just like their Friends and Family program, Bob?
Yes, Tom. It allows a small business to get an extra 20% off on long-distance calls.
The big problem, Bob, is we at AT&T have nothing like Friends and Family or Friends of the Firm.
So what do we do now, Tom?
Everybody's talking about Friends of the Firm. Another great call from MCI.
Rocks Thursday. First, Bart goes to a Spinal Tap concert, but will it be his last?
My poor little baby's okay.
On an all-new Simpsons, and he's rocked you, he's thrilled you. What will he do next? Don't miss the world premiere of Michael Jackson's newest music film. Then, when Color Me Bad comes to town, David and the girls will do anything to meet them.
I am with the band.
On an all-new 90210, The Simpsons, Michael Jackson, and 90210. Fox Rocks Thursday.
2 on 2, dancing, and I'm the man.
Yo, fellas, how about a game of hoops?
Hey, what? With you?
No,
with your mama. Mom? This guy was good, but he was all driven.
Say what?
Man, he deserved one of these.
Franchise, want a cold bud? Solid.
When the nice people at Hanes asked me to show you Hanes Her-Way bras and panties, I said I'd be delighted. Under one condition. If I was going to do a commercial in my underwear, everybody had to.
Nothing's like the fit and style of Hanes Her-Way bras and Hanes Her-Way panties.
Just wait till we get our hands on you.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. This is the shave with 6 rich lubricants. This is the shave that reduces irritation. This is the shave. For less irritation, you've got the edge. Edge, proud sponsor of the NBA Most Valuable Player Award.
There's just a word, and there's no mistake in it.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
All right, let's sample a bottle. I'll make it 2. 1 for you and 1 for me.
Now we just want Diet Coke.
In 1776, the British invaded the American colonies. Now, it's payback time. The Bundys land in London beginning May 3rd.
If you really want to impress me, you have to be good looking, popular, reasonable, smart, loaded, and know a good thing when you see it. So if you really want to impress me, you just have to be a cute little escort. Go out in style for $168 a month at your local Ford dealer.
Every spring, Ken Wilson special orders a batch of my best baby back ribs for his annual block party. I hear it's pretty famous for its beautiful women, stimulating conversation, and guests with exquisite taste. But I know what the real highlight is. It's Publix USDA Choice Tender Standing Rib Roast, just $2.99 a pound. All I want to know is, where's my invitation?
8 years ago, BMW started a driving school in America.
The better a car feels to you, the better a car is engineered.
For BMW, a natural extension of an inherent belief.
The better driver you become.
That's quite a feeling to be able to go around a corner like that.
A belief that a well-engineered automobile should do more than simply improve the driver's image.
And I felt like I had control of the car instead of the car having control of me.
A better driver. The ultimate goal of the ultimate driving machine.
A Concert for Life is brought to you by Reebok, who reminds you that life is short. Play hard.
Listen, Smith, you want to make it in this corporation, you got to give up your weekends. You got to push.
All right, Missy, pull it over. It's people like you that give later.
Hey, baby, are you going to hog the coat forever, huh?
Just one more.
Hey, baby, you going to hog the coat forever?
Life is short. Play hard. Reebok.
Unforgettable.
We asked Maureen Waldron why she switched from Murphy Oil Soap to Pledge Household Cleaner.
There is a big difference. I don't have time to put into rinsing my house. But with the Pledge Household Cleaner, I didn't have to rinse it off. It's just a smooth, clean feeling. So if I can cut out 20 minutes with Pledge Household Cleaner, then that's an additional 20 minutes I can spend with my baby, which is important.
Pledge Household Cleaner gently cleans all your household surfaces beautifully from S.C. Johnson Wax.
It's going to be Pledge.
If you think In Living Color is outrageous, wait till you see their bloopers. You'll see the funniest foul-ups, the biggest blunders, and all the scenes that went out of control. In Living Color returns to its regular time, Sunday at 8, 7 Central with a blooper special. We can't get away with that.
All right, let's ease back into it here. Hey, everybody. So obviously we're going back to April 20th, 1992, the concert for Hope. Couldn't find the full concert. I could just find the commercial breaks, but I think we'll start out. I got a little VHS tape from the era, so we'll hit play on this.
Like a maniac.
You did two nag, and it's not maniac, it's pronounced maniac.
Because it's good if you're a man and crazy.
Hour.
Whoa.
Maniacs are women on their period.
Over speed bumps.
You're scaring our gay little son, Randy.
Did your head hit the roof?
No.
Then it could have gone faster.
Yeah, cause neck damage. It's not until the death of Dale Earnhardt that men like me are going to care about neck injuries via car crash.
Yeah, well, that's the last time you drive. I swear, when we went over that bump, I heard something crack.
That was just the sound of the car enjoying itself.
No, that was the sound of you enjoying racing that guy to the parking lot exit. You always turn driving into a...
You always call people the slur for gays when you race, Tim.
Remember the other day that 17-year-old pulled up in that Camaro and you got that stupid look on your face?
Which stupid look?
You remember in a season or two when you're actually going to have good hair as a human being, Jill? You fucking bitch.
That's my Elvis. You can't beat the king, man. You can't beat the king.
Well, my little hound dog, you drive your car the way you want. Don't ruin my beautiful station wagon.
My station wagon?
Yes.
That's where we're different. I think everything around this house is ours.
Well, what about the tools?
They're ours. I just don't want you touching them.
Oh, good one, Tim. Here comes gay little Randy.
Your mom's car. Oh, no.
That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. We could have struck oil. It's a gusher. We're rich. Let's take it off.
Hey, you know. Oh. Trump was right. Let's go fucking try and find some fucking JTT. We know what this show was all about.
Hunt Club clothing and more. You move in line with your budget. Well, now there's a new...
Nothing.
You have my heart, honey. Prove an important point.
That you know absolutely nothing about Sanders?
I love that this really is a fucking exercise in white privilege that Tom Taylor here had his own TV show and just literally was awful at it. Like in the 90s, the economy was so great and so geared towards the patriarchy that you could have your own Tool show in like the fictional story could be this guy's terrible at his job, but he's very successful at it. Because that's like the funny thing about this show. Now, if you were going to spin that and being like, oh, it's successful because everybody hates Tim and they love seeing him get hurt, but it's just like, no, they just, we refuse to hire a black guy. Poor Al. Can you imagine poor Al with a person of color on this show? It'd be terrible for Al. We'll go to the chat here. Always wonder how many of these mannerisms like grunting came from doing lots of blow in the days. Oh, absolutely. Just doing blow and having to just simply wake up in the morning was probably the fucking origin for a lot of this.
On first glance, this might seem like I screwed up.
But think of it this way. I'd be a black guy if they just fired me.
But I've actually done.
Got a show called Bob here. Oh, so this is another Bob Newhart. I didn't know Bob Newhart had like a post. So you had the Bob Newhart show, then he had Newhart, and then they were like, let's go back to the well. Bob.
to put a bell on Otto's collar. He's got some kind of macho thing going with the birds in the neighborhood. Oh, look at him stalking that poor harmless little sparrow. Down on his haunches, tail twitching, body all coiled to pounce.
That's like Bob Newhart's thing. He kind of created the like describing something on the other end of the phone where there's nobody. So like looking out a window riffing is kind of like the Newhart shtick. It's stuff like that seems played out, but he invented it in like the 40s. So like it's unique to Bob Newhart, but not to comedy anymore. Look at that microwave in the background. That is a big, brown, bulky microwave. Now microwaves look like Teslas.
He's a killing machine, Kay.
That cat was fucking perfect. There was no squirrel blood dripping in.
On the other hand, we grow sparrows pretty tough in the big city.
Oh, what's he doing? The intro, what is he? He's an illustrator. I draw Christian cartoons. Oh, so he draws a superhero. Look at the name of the creator. Stink Kellner. Bill and Sherry Stink Kellner, with the help of Pfeff Sutton. I mean, that's a reliable trio right there. They're just like, get out of here, old man. We have Batman. The show is just him trying to sell his dumb comic book. Look at this. Got a commercial. I think if I play the commercials, we won't get copyright so much.
When eating and drinking on the run gets to your stomach, you want a medicine that...
When your pesky seatbelt's getting in the way and you can't eat your fucking styrofoam Burger King. This was back when shit like, that's why Pepto-Bismol was hot. It was so taxing, killing the environment, eating on the run, pumping out that gas, throwing the styrofoam, the non-biodegradable shit. You couldn't worry about your health, so you fucking chugged that Bismol, throw that plastic bottle out there.
You may start noticing that your favorite Italian restaurant is a little easier to get into. Introducing Uncle Ben's.
Yeah, that Italian restaurant, and then fucking Sopranos came out. Now that place is booming.
Those Willy videos for 3 hours. Give yourself a break.
This is research. I gotta see if there's a way to make a comic book out of this hairy elephant and his gang of scenery-chewing kids.
I've gotta say, that is a funny walk.
Well, it wears thin.
I love that that's so his gimmick, that's most of the show is Bob Newhart watching stuff that's not there and you just relying on his riffing to like know what's funny or not.
Apartment window?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, but have you ever seen it through cute little calico?
Oh, this is your dizzy bitch. Every show in the 90s had a dizzy bitch. Either a neighbor or a sister-in-law that came in like she just wafted in on helium and like says foolish things. Very unreliable in relationships. Fodder for Bob here is what we're looking at.
Still see you. I'll see you at work, Dad. And Mom, we can talk every night on the phone, and our family's being ripped apart, and it's all my fault. Oh, forget I said anything. I'm going down to my apartment in the basement. It's dark there. I deserve dark.
I'm gonna scroll through 1992 here. While we're here, let's get through the week here. April 20th, 1992. Crisscross, Jump by Crisscross was just hotter than fire here. Where were you at for that, Aponte? On a, could Bob Newhart pull this woman in real life? No way. No way Newhart's pulling this in real life. This is definitely a casting situation. Top Billboard charts of this time, Save the Best for Last, Vanessa Williams, Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton. Everybody was loving his dead son at the time. Jump, Crisscross, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, because Wayne's World brought that back into the forefront. Masterpiece by Atlantic Starr. So here's a little bit about April 20th, 1992. It's a Monday. Anyone born today will have the star of Taurus. The summer of 1992 is drawing closer and temperatures have started to rise. It's getting hot. We covered Jump by Crisscross in England. It's Deeply Dippy by Right Said Fred. See, Right Said Fred wasn't dead at that point. We gave Fred minimum 2 months in America and we were done. He was done with fucking with Encino Man as far as I'm concerned out here. George Bush the dad, he's president in America. Radios are being dominated by Crisscross, Boyz II Men, Whitney Houston, Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know, Kurt Cobain's heroin use is really costing the top 50 charts. You know, they're coming back. And Nirvana, they named Nirvana at the end, but let's be honest, Nirvana was the most popular thing happening at that point. At that point. Let's see with the chat here. He was in high school. So yeah, Ponte was in high school. Crisscross probably got hotter chicks than Bob Newhart. Well, definitely. They were wearing their clothes backwards, for God's sakes. Parents were still complaining about the backwards clothes. Really, were they? That was, yeah, simpler times. And that was back when the Republicans were actually, when Democrats were actually fighting for, like, cursing and shit. Wars broken out in Bosnia and Herzegovina following some shelling here. That was the concert for life. So that was the Freddie Mercury tribute concert. He had just died. Absolutely, he had just died. If you were traveling back in the day, notable figures such as Robert Reed, Anthony Perkins, Audrey Hepburn, Thurgood Marshall would all still be alive. The big shows at the time were Wonder Years, Quantum Leap, Dinosaurs, and Baywatch. Yeah, Dinosaurs was big at the time for me. I very much remember, like, the shattered pieces of my dad's married life. I remember Dinosaurs being a part of that. Definitely remember Dinosaurs being a part of that. Battletoads, Streets of Rage, Zelda, huge video games at the time. We got Dink the Little Dinosaur, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Home Improvement, obviously. You see, obviously, Bob is not on this list. So Bob obviously didn't fucking... take to people's memory. Aladdin was released in 92. Jordan dominating the Blazers. Unforgiven came out. Bill Clinton was the person of the year in 92. They wanted fucking Bush out bad. Super Nintendo was coming out. People are using pagers to communicate. This was big pager time, I would imagine. Big pager time. The size of a Game Boy, just on the side of your hip.
Right here.
Yeah, not the mama. I thought he would say knock your mama. Dinosaur is one of the all-time dreariest series finales, by the way. It's literally just Earth freezing over and them dying and you know, accepting that they're going to become fossils. It's quite real. You know, they had to mask that real ending in comedy. Like we were talking about last week, the 90s was insane because, like, it's really the peak of human civilization. But if you look at the actual steps of it, nothing good came out in the 90s. Like, Wayne's World is good, but it's not like, you know, the alien civilizations aren't going to look at our pop culture from the 90s. Maybe Nirvana will be something people take seriously, but like everything that happened was like Wayne's World, Encino Man, Pauly Shore. It was very comedy and silly based. And like, I think the most serious thing through the 90s that like adults latched onto was Seinfeld. And that was even based in nonsense. It's a comedy about nothing. And then you had these shows like My So-Called Life, 30 something, Once and Again, these like reality based shows that looking back on it are amazing, but got canceled after one season because I think people's heads were just so in the clouds that they didn't want reality in their entertainment. And now that's all you want. All you want is like fucking rape trauma in your sitcoms and shit like that. It's very interesting how it's changed.
Gram checks or mini grams.
Ooh. Crispy and crunchy. That kid's fucking probably a heroin addict right now.
Child's play. It's time for another one of our favorite games.
Ooh, Murphy Brown. Look at that kitchen.
Murphy Brown, next.
Fucking the era of the one strapped down fucking homemaker there.
What do you do? Craig T. Nelson and Paul Azan host the Ultimate Driving Challenge Friday.
Oh, that's great. We're just gonna film car accidents. This is how fucking insane people are in the night. This is how great things are about to become. We're just gonna celebrate car accidents as entertainment. TV shows, yeah, Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy and Rugrats, all those fucking Nickelodeon cartoons I think are popping off at this time. Real good time to be alive, 1992, because that means you got the whole rest of the 90s in front of you.
It's magic. I can't believe we've been here a whole...
Skip forward a little bit. See what we got. Sometimes...
It's disgusting.
Okay, this is Murphy Brown.
Grimm's fairy tale.
The first feminist Murphy Brown. Very successful, powerful woman right here. Old Murph. Let's get back to the chat. Freddie Mercury had a huge bump for Wayne's World. Yeah. And he just died. I think he died in 91, 92. So he had his death in Wayne's World to really just kick those record sales up. Everyone messaging pagers always coded 911. Yeah, that was either the drug one or like 69, brother. Can you spell boobs? Were you able to do were people aware of the 30035 boobs type of thing? That would have been fun. Page your friend boobs. Best stuff in the 90s never took off 100%. Same story with Freaks and Geeks.
Like peekaboo is so much better than a few rounds of Find the Iran-Contra defendant. I'm telling you, Frank Avery loves that game. He gets an angry look on his face and points to Ali.
Yeah, Murphy Brown had some longevity here. I like to focus more on shows that didn't take off. Look at her just carrying that baby around.
Until when?
Murphy, I'm your Italian guy played by a white guy. You know, we must, divorce or whatever.
Gee, it makes you kind of wonder, doesn't it? I mean, wonder what it was he was watching.
Wish you could be.
Wash a parent into...
I want to see what we got.
Hey, Lisa, my...
Gee, it makes you kind of wonder, doesn't it?
In one, Pert Plus. Help business, so he rolls it in the middle of the bar, plugged it in.
Fucking Ray Thomas right there, by the way, former radio guy.
And Al, the dry cleaner, climbed on top of it.
Rest in peace.
It had to be taken away on a gurney.
What show is this?
Angel soft.
Burglars came to... Police.
Look at that weird little fucking kid right there. That looks like one of those kids that's like 47 but has like a baby disease that like makes him look like an infant.
And called it.
So we got a new show coming up here.
Being really, it's not a Subaru impression.
The Subaru. Was this one fucking, were they getting Hogan to do Subarus yet in 92?
Hey, Lisa, couple great loving.
All right, we got Murphy Brown doing yoga.
Water, fire and ice, and love and war. Susan Day and Jay Thomas in Love and War.
Love and War is the name of the show.
Armageddon. 11 made it
Holy
happen.
shit.
He promised Armageddon, and he made it happen for more than 80 people inside the Branch Davidian compound near Waco, Texas. Tonight at 11, step by step, how it happened and why the...
Step by step. How the ATF forced his situation. He promised Armageddon, and the ATF forced his hand. We're going to cover the murder of children at 6.
The U.S. government says it did everything it could to end this siege peacefully. We'll also talk to the grandfather of one of the few who survived. And just what does it take to brainwash a parent into putting his life and the life of his kids in the hands of a David Koresh? One former cult member tells us. And here's a strange twist from the Seminole County Humane Society. They want people to bring dogs back. See you at 11.
We're going to see if these dogs are brainwashed too.
Hey, products of Altoona, PA. That's Jack, the Butch Cassidy of the Poconos. That's me, Andy, now Mr. LA.
Is this a commercial or the beginning of the show?
I'll say if you...
That was an old Milwaukee commercial.
It's off.
Neville live on the next Arsenio.
Here we go.
He was the kind of guy you'd expect to find in a place like the Blue Shamrock. On a night like tonight, you could always go rest your elbows on his bar.
See, like even this, like this is 1992. I think this is as real as it's gonna get. Is if there's no laugh track, this is a fucking drama, baby.
Tradition of New York City bars.
This is a sitcom, but I'm narrating it like a noir.
He was the real reason why you were there. And now he's gone.
A thin Joel Murray? I thought I saw Joel Murray in there.
And with him went a little piece of this great old town.
Jack, maybe you're having trouble writing your column about Ike because it's been less than a day and it's just too emotional.
It's a show about journalists, something that was really going to grip the nation at the time.
I did.
Well, when we met, I made it clear that I wasn't one of those enlightened, sensitive men who starts bawling at the drop of a hat. I only remember crying twice in my life. First time was in 1957 when the Dodgers left Brooklyn.
I keep forgetting that this is the 90s and he was alive in 57 because I'm like, Rita looks good. This guy doesn't look like 2020. You weren't alive in 57.
Something nice and hot in our stomachs. Nothing
See, this is Diane English. This is a show created by a woman, the death knell in the 90s. They were not greenlighting shows in the 90s by women. Just wasn't happening.
All right, little chunks of potato.
Really? No thanks.
I don't want any now. Meg, just try it. Come on now. Here you go. Yummy for the tummy. Open wide. Open.
Nadine, will you please stop acting like my mother? Next thing you know, you'll be trying to fix me up with a nice medical student.
But like, don't they make a lot of money? See, like we were talking about earlier, the girl in the red sweater, that's your dizzy bitch. All these shows had dizzy bitches.
In a chair, right in front of the TV.
Gee, it makes you kind of wonder, doesn't it?
We even can ease that other redhead. These are probably both dizzy bitches. That's why they have fucking war with each other.
Hey guys, anybody catch me on the Late Show last night? They reran that pilot, Surf and Turf. You know, I forgot how good I was as Frankie Turf.
You know how journalists and actors just randomly meet in coffee shops?
Jack.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Ike's gone, Kip. He passed to Squares. Memorial service.
Right. For Ike Johnson. Well, that's why I'm here.
Oh, we got ourselves a token, a classic 90s token black character.
I'm right.
And to... Oh, excuse me, but the restaurant's closed tonight for a private memorial service.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong bar, boy. I'm surprised they didn't call her boy.
Ike Johnson. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm Donna. The meter maid.
Oh, right. I didn't recognize you without your...
I didn't recognize you with the black skin. We think meter maids are still white at this point here at this establishment.
Hat with the flaps.
I hate that damn hat. But I loved that Ike Johnson. Owned a 1970 Buick Skylark. License plate number XUJ345. Alternate side of the street parking expert.
Man, some real mammy shit right there.
And then finally, he said exactly.
So the cook died. So the big black cook died and they fucking eulogized him. Northern Exposure. See, this is my jam. This is a show you survived. Another commercial break.
What happened?
It must have been when I braked for the pothole. It looked like the grape juice exploded.
America's infrastructure hasn't hit the Clinton administration yet, so we hit this pothole.
Just bought this Tide, so I crossed my fingers and threw it in.
Tide with bleach.
Just fucking hucked the whole bottle in there aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not your fault that you're alive and Howard's dead, whoever the hell Howard is.
See, and even Northern Exposure was... Advance a little bit.
Yes.
With pleasure.
What's this? Oh yeah, we're still... This is still Northern Exposure.
Well, you know,
I think Northern Exposure rounds this boy out here.
By the way, Fleshman, you know, I really never get to say
Dr.
this.
Fleshman. That's how you know I'm a doctor, because my name's Fleshman and I almost talk like this a little bit. But I think we're reaching the end of the show here a little bit, huh? What do you say, Aponte? Was it a good one? Was it enough for you? We'll go back to the regular TV so I can wind this out here. Hope it was fun. We covered everything I wanted to cover. I think we're going to come back on Thursday, though, for a little evening show. I've got some other stuff I want to talk about, and I want to prepare more TV shows about it. I want to talk about my new F1 nerddom, but I want to line up some like race car shows. Maybe we'll watch Bobby Brady getting into a race car accident in the first Brady Bunch movie. Maybe we'll get into that. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for watching. Let's make it official here. Yeah, thanks for watching. Give the video a like down below if you liked it. Share it with your friends. Tell people who we are. We're watching TV. We're talking about life. Just fucking easing you through your day. KeithPaesel.com for all the back episodes. KeithPaesel.com/live to watch live. You can enter through YouTube through that link, but I'd like you to give the site some love. Follow me on social media at Keith Paesel everywhere. KeithPaesel. You can support the show in the tip links below. I prefer the pay-per-view one, but hit the stream links one too. We'll see you in a couple days. We love you.
Now, how can we announce we are off the air when we are off the air?